quiet on the set.
Hello, everybody. I'm sitting outside of the Cedar Cultural Center at 416 Cedar Avenue South, where a lot of musical history has gone down over the past 50 years. And I want to tell you about an event that's happening on June 19th, which is the culmination of all of that music. I'm Magic Marc, and I'm presenting a show with the legendary Ramblin Jack Elliott, with the Rolling Patches Revue, and special guests. So I don't want to sound like a car salesman today, so I'd just like to tell you some information about the show, and I hope to see you there. The show's on Saturday night, live on stage, one night only. The doors open at 7. The show starts at 8 on the dot, and you got to be there at 8 on the dot, because I have a special tribute planned. You can get your tickets in advance at $28, $30 the night of the show, and you can buy them at the Cedar, across the street at Depth of Field, and you can buy them at the Electric Fetus, Homestead Pick and Piler, Irish on Grand, Roadrunner Records, and online at www.thecedar.org/tickets. Get your tickets fast, because they're selling pretty quickly, and I want all my friends to be there. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit about Ramblin Jack Elliott. He is a true American original. He's born Elliott Charles Adnapaz on August 1st, 1931. The son of a Brooklyn doctor, Jack has since the early 50s personified the footloose, carefree hitchhiking, sing for your supper troubadour. He is Woody Guthrie's spiritual heir and an early inspiration to 2 generations of fledgling folkies, including his pal from Greenwich Village days, Bob Dylan. He's a singing cowboy who numbers rodeo stars, range hands, buckaroos, and cowboy poets among his friends and admirers, as well as fellow freethinkers, as various as Tom Waits, Robert Duvall, Sam Shepard, and the late Jack Kerouac. Jack is an airplane pilot, a diesel mechanic, a saltwater sailor. He's rambled every corner of the United States and most of Europe, and he may just be now coming into his prime. His stuff is the stuff of legend, a story worthy of the pen of Mark Twain or Jack London. The legend of Ramblin Jack began at the age of 9 when he saw his first rodeo in Madison Square Garden. He returned every year until age 15. He ran away from home and got a job with Colonel Jim Eskew's rodeo, working as a groom for $2 a day. He also learned cowboy songs and how to play the banjo from a rodeo clown and a few guitar chords from cowboy Todd Fletcher. Inspired, when he returned home, he found an old guitar and began to practice. In the early 50s, Jack heard his first Woody Guthrie recording, and like that first trip to the rodeo, it changed his life. He arranged to visit Guthrie's home in Howard Beach, New York, and as Woody's wife has since joked, he came and stayed for 2 years. Woody saw something in the youngster, and for the next few years, the legend and his disciple were inseparable. They bussed around the country, and Jack absorbed as much from his idol as he could, from his repertoire to his singing and picking styles to his speaking mannerisms. Even Woody remarked, "You sound more like me than me." It was the beginning of Jack's rambling years, and at the end of Woody's, as the older man was hospitalized in '54 and gradually succumbed to Huntington's chorea, the disease that led to his death in '67, Jack, however, continued to ramble, collecting stories and perform, carrying Woody's songs and story to ever-widening audiences in that process. He serenaded James Dean in a Hollywood parking lot, and he hung out with Jack Kerouac, who read him as the yet unpublished manuscript of On the Road. In 1955, he traveled to Europe, becoming, along with Daryl Adams, the first American folk singer to busk around the continent. He introduced Woody's songs to a new audience, expanded his own repertoire, and exerted an influence on the continental music scene that continues to this day. In the tradition of moving troubadours, Jack has carried the seeds and pollens of story and songs for decades from one place to another, from one generation to the next. They are timeless songs that outlast whatever current musical fashion strikes today's fancy. When he returned to America in '61, he met another young folk singer, Bob Dylan, at Woody Guthrie's bedside, and he mentored Bob. Jack has continued an inspiration for every roots-inspired performer since. Along the way, he learned blues firsthand from Leadbelly, Mississippi John Hurt, the Reverend Gary Davis, Big Bill Brunzi, Brownie McGee and Sonny Terry, Jesse Fuller and champion Jack Dupree. He has recorded over 40 albums. Wrote one of the first truckin' songs, Cup of Coffee. He recorded by Johnny Cash, championed the works of new singer-songwriters, from Bob Dylan to Chris Christopherson to Tim Hardin. Became a founding member of Bob Dylan's Rolling Thunder Revue and continued the life of the traveling troubadour, influencing Jerry Jeff Walker, Guy Clark, Tom Russell, the Grateful Dead, and countless others. In 1955, Ramblin Jack received his first of 5 Grammy nominations. He got Grammys for the Best Traditional Folk Album for South Coast, which was recorded by Red House Records. In 1998, President Bill Clinton proclaimed Jack the National Medal of the Arts, proclaiming in giving new life to our most valuable musical traditions, Ramblin Jack has himself become an American treasure. In 2000, Jack's daughter, filmmaker Ayanna Elliott, produced and directed The Ballad of Ramblin Jack, her take on Jack's life and their fragile relationship, winning a special jury prize from the Sundance Film Festival. That was not the end yet. 2006 brought Not I Stand Alone, brought the first of 2 CDs from Anti Records, and in 2009, I Stand Alone, winning him his 2nd Grammy, Best Traditional Blues Album. I Stand Alone at 78 years old, among the finest work out there by anybody. He does stand alone, and that's why I hope you come and see him today.